Hello everyone. Today we are going to read the poem Goodbye Party for Miss Pushpa T.S. This poem was written by Nizim Ezekiel. This is a humorous poem. This is also a dramatic monologue where the main character on which this piece is written is Miss Pushpa. Her presence is actually not evident. The speaker is Miss Pushpa's manager or boss, or it could be her colleague. Let us read about the poet. Goodbye Party for Miss Pushpa T.S. was written by Nizim Ezekiel, one of India's foremost Indo-Anglian poets. He was born in 1924 and was educated in Mumbai and London. He produced several volumes of verse and plays and was an art critic. He died in 2004 at the age of 79. Most of his poetry is for adults as it is serious and quite difficult to understand. In this poem, however, he uses simple Indian English. Here he is making gentle fun of the people who cannot speak English, whose mother tongue is not English. He made this poem humorous by making a lot of grammatical errors with strange arrangements of words and phrases, and even idioms are translated directly. So all these sound very odd in English. The poem is in the form of speech made by one of Miss Pushpa's friends. Friends, our dear sister is departing for foreign in 2-3 days and we are meeting today to wish her bon voyage. Here the speaker is making an announcement with regard to the foreign trip or tour or travel of Miss Pushpa who is about to leave in 2-3 days time, and they have gathered there wishing her a nice journey. You're all knowing, friends, what sweetness is in Miss Pushpa. I don't mean only external sweetness, but internal sweetness. Miss Pushpa is smiling and smiling even for no reason, but simply because she is feeling. The speaker is trying to talk about the nature or disposition of Miss Pushpa. He wants to say that she is sweet. Here, the external sweetness refers to her outward behavior, how she behaves with everyone. Internal sweetness refers to her inner self, which is also sweet. He mentions Miss Pushpa's internal beauty that comes from her smiles. He also says that she is smiling and smiling even for no reason. This might offend someone, but he just means that she smiles just because she feels like, not for any reason. Miss Pushpa is coming from a very high family. Her father was renowned advocate in Bulsar or Surat. I'm not remembering now which place. He tells the gathering that Miss Pushpa is from a highly respected family. And he talks about these places, Surat or Bulsar. Basically, she is a Gujarati woman. And he also says, I'm not remembering now which place. He has used incorrect tense here. Surat. Ah, yes. Once only I stayed in Surat with family members of my uncle's very old friend. His wife was cooking nicely. That was long time ago. At this point, he digresses from the topic and he rattles off. He talks about some other people he knows in Surat. Coming back to Miss Pushpa, she is most popular lady with men also and ladies also. Whenever I asked her to do anything, she was saying, just now only I will do it. That is showing good spirit. I am always appreciating the good spirit. The speaker tells about the personality traits of Miss Pushpa. He wants to say that she is a very cheerful lady, she is very popular, she is good spirited and ready to please, ready to help everyone. She is the most popular lady among everyone. But he is using incorrect phrases, men also, women also. When he was talking about his own experiences in Surat, when he talks that he knows somebody there and that lady was cooking nicely, and suddenly he remembers and he comes back to the farewell at hand and says that Miss Pushpa never says no to people's requests. Miss Pushpa is never saying no. Whatever I or anybody is asking, she is always saying yes. And today she is going to improve her prospect. The speaker is requesting the audience to bid her farewell as she goes abroad to better her prospects. And we are wishing her bon voyage. Now I ask other speakers to speak and afterwards Miss Pushpa will do summing up. He goes on to ask others to speak and then after which Miss Pushpa would address the audience. This poem is laden with a lot of mistakes that lend humor to the poem. The poet has made this humorous by by using different techniques, use of inappropriate phrases and expressions like even for no reason she smiles and smiles, incorrect tenses, omission of articles. It should have been she is the most popular lady. Positioning of adverbs is wrong. Talking of irrelevant things like the wife was cooking very nicely. This poem is also called as a satire because it pokes gentle fun at the incorrect use of English. The irony in this poem is that even the audience doesn't know that the speaker's English is grammatically incorrect. Imagine if you were called to give a farewell speech for your friend or for your colleague. What would you say? We need to begin the speech with a salutation. We need to greet the audience and we have to talk about the good qualities, attributes, or the attitudes of the person who is leaving us. We should give them all our wishes and then we need to end the speech by thanking everyone for being there, for listening to the speaker, and for giving such an opportunity to speak about the person who is leaving. So let us have a good farewell speech. To my colleague, wherever you go, may your skills bring productivity. Wherever you go, your talent may your seniors see. Wherever you go, may your abilities fetch your accolades. Wherever you go, may your glory never fade. Wherever you go, success may you see. Wherever you go, may you always remember me. Farewell. This is how we make a farewell speech for the one who is leaving us. Hope you have understood and enjoyed the humorous poem. Thank you all.